Thanks for tuning in to the Mendocino County Fire Safe Council podcast. We hope this series will help you learn how to survive and thrive in a wildfire-prone environment. The Fire Safe Council offers a number of programs to help homeowners and communities become more resilient to wildfire. These include free home inspections, education and video series, help with community organization, low-cost reflective address signs, and even some grant opportunities. They also make a lot of fuel reduction work happen, and a point of pride for the Fire Safe Council is its highly trained professional 5-person crew, which has been doing fuel reduction work around the county as part of the organization since May of 2022. A large portion of the crew's activity is heavy yard work, from weed eating to thinning shrubs and limbing trees, for the DeSafey program. That's Defensible Space Assistance for income-eligible seniors and persons with disabilities. Crew members also deliver community chipper days after community members have done the limbing and pruning themselves, and assist at community work days, which are funded by Measure P, and they can be found working on larger grant-funded roadside fuel reduction projects as well. They also occasionally do contract fuel reduction work for other nonprofits, like Sherwood Firewise. The crew is heavy on mentorship. Crew lead Daniel Rocky Sr., who also serves on the Tribal Council of the Sherwood Valley Band of Pomo Indians, has been on the crew from the beginning. He started cutting firewood when he was a high school student in Santa Rosa, and he's been wielding a chainsaw ever since. He's also worked for loggers and built fences all over the county. For him, the most important part of the job is maintaining what he describes as a family-like bond among the crew members.
I don't want to say I'm an educator, but I've been around long enough to know something. Always watched my crew, and just to see the expressions on their face when it goes the way it's supposed to go. And it's kind of feels good.
Right, it sounds like you are kind of a mentor on the crew.
Yeah, I told them if I can't do it, I don't expect them to do it.
One of the principal objectives of the Fire Safe Council is stewardship, which means that each crew member is trained to protect not just homes from wildfire, but the natural environment as well. That includes proper protocols regarding nesting birds and native plants, as well as ongoing training sessions with foresters and other experts. Stewardship also means making sure landowners are comfortable with the work that's being done on their property. Crew member Alfredo Romero Jr. takes that part of the job seriously.
We like to work with the people and make sure that we're doing what they want and we're doing our job at the same time.
Romero grew up in Hopland, but says that even after being on the Fire Safe Council crew for nearly 4 years, he continues to see parts of the county that are new to him. That includes its many forms of wildlife.
A little bit of everything. We've seen bears, mountain lions, foxes, skunks, all the way up to squirrels and birds and whatnot. So yeah, there's been a lot of good sightings of. We've even seen eagles around, and we don't usually see those too much. So that's a good thing too.
Gabriel Villa, who says that he's also one of the OGs of the Fire Safe Council crew, views the educational aspect of the job as both his favorite and the most difficult. He reflected on his work over breakfast at Lumberjack's restaurant before a long day of chipping out in brook trails.
That's why I think we really shine is we're not just going to say, oh, we have to cut it down. If you want to keep it, that's up to you. You know what I mean? Can we take some limbs off of it, bring it away from the house, lift it up a little bit more? And so as well as that being like the hardest part, sometimes that's also the most rewarding part is being able to communicate that to them and get them to just understand what we're there for.
Many people are concerned about maintaining privacy or shade. When working on private property, the crew aims to educate people about what the best fire safety choices would be, but also to respect the choices that people make about trees or bushes in close proximity to their homes. Villa is well aware that some property owners are apprehensive about people with chainsaws approaching their landscaping, especially in the wake of overzealous vegetation management in other sectors.
I think we pride ourselves on not coming and doing that, by really working with the homeowners and just really, providing a fire-safe, property by the time we leave and not breaking any hearts.
Devette Hayes, who joined the crew in September, is the newest member. Though she grew up in Covelo with a chainsaw in her hands and can make near-surgical cuts with it.
There really isn't any hard part. I mean, I love what I do, and my crew is great. I like the fact that we get to be outside. I like the fact that I love what I do. That's the kind of work that, I've always done growing up, being out in the hills, cutting our own wood, cutting trees.
She has an equal amount of love for her chainsaw, which is possibly the most hands-on piece of equipment, and the remote mower that the Fire Safe Council recently purchased from RC Mowers.
The mower is awesome. I mean, it's great.
What do you like about it?
I like that I get to run it from remote control. It goes up hills. I mean, it just does everything. We don't have to use a weed eater to places where we can't go if it's downhill, uphill.
As for the old-fashioned handheld equipment,
I like everything about the chainsaw.
Eric Patino says he's still learning about his chainsaw, even after being on the crew for almost 2 years.
It's a continuous learning experience on this job, and I love it. I've lived in Mendocino all my life, and there's a lot of places that I'm still discovering that it's new, and that's what I love. For instance, Monday we could be in Covelo somewhere way out in the mountains, and then Tuesday we'll be all the way in Navarro. The scenery is beautiful. My phone's full of pictures of different sceneries that I found out there.
He's also worked as a wildland firefighter. As a firefighter, he was a sawyer, cutting vegetation away from the blaze all the way down to the soil to stop the fire.
I love fighting fires, but I would love to prevent it from happening for future as well.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mendocino County Fire Safe Council podcast. For more information about our programs, visit the newly renovated website at firesafemendocino.org.